Good morning, everybody. My name is Eric Croft, former PT struggler, 50-pound weight loss success story, and cancer survivor. Great that you are joining me today. I talked about being encouraged. And today I'm going to talk about a little bit of enthusiasm within that encouragement, right? Okay? With the enthusiasm, it kind of dictates our day and how we feel about things and how we approach things, right? So let me ask you, do you possess enthusiasm within your life at all? Do you? I mean, there's so many things around us that take us down, right? So do you have any enthusiasm that you may possess? Do you let your environment influence your enthusiasm? Negative things around you, do you let that take you down? Or are you one that lets your enthusiasm influence your environment? So that way your environment may be negative, but the enthusiasm that you have within yourself, that you bring that out and that you influence that environment to be better. You see the light in the darkness of that environment. Or do you let your enthusiasm, or do you let your surroundings influence your mood? Or do you let the enthusiasm you have influence the mood within your surroundings? So it's all how you approach it. You can approach things with negativity because the negativity is already there, so it's easy to assume that and take that on. Or you can say, you know what, I'm not going to let that influence me. I feel good. I feel encouraged about how I want this day to go or how I want to approach this. So you take that enthusiasm that you have within inside yourself and the encouragement and put it into the environment and watch it change. That I had that when I was going through my PT struggles, going through my PT test struggles and not being able to feel like I was able to overcome my PT test. I had to be encouraged enough to create enthusiasm to tell myself, hey, you can get over this. You can increase your PT scores, because I was just barely doing minimal. I was jumping on the scale, having to be taped every time, and I was just dragged down by that because it was just a negativity in my life that I didn't have any enthusiasm about. So I had to change that mindset and create enthusiasm, which dictated the situation. It influenced my situation to overcome that. And because of that, I was able to find a way to drop 50 pounds, drop 2 uniform sizes, and increase my PT scores to maintain within the high 80s, low 90 percentiles of each event. And with that enthusiasm and figuring out how to create that enthusiasm to influence my environment, when I was faced with cancer, that's a pretty big blow on somebody's life, so it can take you down, right? Just being diagnosed with cancer. I overcame 2 surgeries. Through that entire time, I had to create enthusiasm to help myself push through and get through that. And that because of that enthusiasm, it influenced the environment around me. I stayed encouraged, telling everybody around me, it's okay, I've got this, we can do this. I can stay encouraged through the fact that I know that it's going to be okay and I'm going to overcome. I let my mood influence the environment around me. Therefore, those around me stayed encouraged with me and for me. Don't let your environment dictate your mood. Don't let that environment influence it and create negativity within your mood. Have enthusiasm throughout your day and in your surroundings. If you do that, your surroundings will change. My son, he's 6 years old, twins. I've got 6-year-old twins, and my son, he does not like to get up in the mornings, even though he's one of the first ones up. But if you go in to get him up in the mornings, he's just like resistant, like most kids are, right? And he's always talking about how he says he's having a bad day. I'm just having a bad day, and he just whines and cries and just carries on. So he lets his mood dictate the environment. We tell him, you're having a bad day because you choose to have a bad day. It's on the mindset, on how you approach it. You're going to be okay. You're going to have a good day. And once he gets up and around, he's moving around, things are flowing okay. We're getting him to school. He gets some breakfast. He's fine. And his enthusiasm and encouragement changes throughout the day. This is something that you have to work at daily with all your heart, because there's times where I know, just like my son, I don't want to get up in the morning, and I'm sure you're the same way. You may not want to get up either. Mornings can really stink, obviously. So you have to work at it daily to wake up encouraged and enthusiastic. Just say, just lift your hands up to God and say, Lord, take this day from me. Help encourage me, help give me enthusiasm to get me through this day, and let this day be of you. No enthusiasm is not a product of your environment as much as it is a product of your heart and your mind. Enthusiasm can be contagious. I challenge you to try it out. And if you are within a situation to where it's all negative and there's no encouragement, there's no enthusiasm within the situation you're in or that environment you're within, step back and take a breath for a second and be like, let me inject some enthusiasm into this situation. Let me create some encouragement. And start doing that and see how that actually transforms the situation, and watch it transform. Because I bet you anything that if you create some type of enthusiasm or encouragement into a negative or struggling situation, you're going to find that encouragement throughout others that are there with you. And you're going to find that enthusiasm that's going to be something that's going to be contagious, and those are within that situation is going to take that on as well. And the whole environment's going to change. Just like with my cancer recovery and me being diagnosed with cancer, the whole environment and mindset changed. Yes, I was diagnosed with cancer. It sucked. It stunk. It was like one of the lowest points of my life, as it would be of anybody who's diagnosed with cancer. And so how you approach it and how the situation, the environment changes, right? So if you act enthusiastic, you'll be enthusiastic. So I'll leave you with that. Act enthusiastic in any situation you may face that creates negativity. I hope that you received value of this today. Share it with somebody that could hear these words of enthusiasm and know that, hey, just take enthusiasm and ingest into everything you do, because things will be better because of it. I look forward to talking to you soon. I hope you join me for the next time. Take care.